Now, joining us to discuss more about the dredging of the Oguta Orashi Waterways is the Imo State Commissioner for Information, Mr. Declan Emilumba. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, so very quickly, let's start off. And can you give us an overview to the project that is the dredging of the Oguta Orashi Waterways? What can you tell us?
Yeah, I didn't quite get you really. This thing is not clear.
I was asking, can you give us an overview concerning the project that's the Oguta Orashi Waterways? What can you tell us about it in its entirety, even as we speak?
Okay, well, I think it's important for you to know that this is a project that is very dear to the government of Imo State, to His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. And he has been working on it for almost 1 year now, and eventually was able to get the approval of the federal government to enter into partnership with the Nigerian Navy and other international concerns. So it's going to be a PPP arrangement, a private-public partnership arrangement. And the whole idea is to dredge the river from Oguta Lake to Orashi to Degema, and then enter into the Atlantic Ocean so that you clear these river routes that will enable the southeast, starting from Oguta Point, to be able to have access to the Atlantic Ocean, where they can bring in products and export produce to the outside world. So essentially, apart from boosting the economy of the Southeast and Imo State in particular, it will also help the Navy to navigate the waters, supply the waters, and be able to contain insecurity in the region, particularly oil theft and illegal oil bunkering. So basically, it will help to boost the economy, boost trade, boost commerce, particularly international trade, and then enable our people to have access to some other kind of employment opportunities, but most importantly, enhance security in the area and ensure that oil theft, illegal oil bunkering is curtailed. And when this happens, of course, naturally, it will boost the revenue of the federal government and the state government. So all in all, it is a very good project that holds a lot of promise for the economy and security of the Southeast region and the country in general.
All right, you quickly talked about security there from what you just said, and I was just going to ask you, what exactly is the security arrangement for that area? We know that, of course, it's an oil and gas free trade zone, given the quantum of oil and gas deposits in the area, which is believed to be the largest in the country. What can you tell us about the security arrangement in that area?
Well, if I got you right, because this thing is quite faint, I'm not hearing you well. But if I got you right, I think you're talking of what the security arrangement is going to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what I just said. That, you know, because the river has been allowed to shrink, the level is no longer possible for the Navy to really navigate the river because of the level of the river. So with the dredging, it will be deep enough, and that will make it possible for regular patrol by the Navy. So security will be enforced. And you know, this oil theft and illegal oil bunkering happens along the coast of these rivers. And it's easier now if there will be constant naval patrol to curb this criminality. Now, secondly, it will also help to boost business, it will help to boost commerce, like I said. And you know, the president has already approved a free trade zone for the area. And the government has plans of establishing business clusters around the area that will invest in the large deposit of gas, which, you know, as you know, Imo State has the largest deposit of gas in the country. So the government will encourage the investment of business clusters around this area. And this, the line of businesses that the government will invest in are the businesses that will encourage companies that will use this large deposit of gas to be able to invest in it. And also, you know, this is also the area that houses the Ada palm, the largest palm processing industry in West Africa. So similar cottage industries that has to do with palm produce will also be encouraged in that area. So at the end of the day, you find that it will generally stimulate the economy of the region, and like I said, also improve on the security situation in the area, and all translating into better revenue generation for both the states in the southeast and the federal government.
All right, so this brings me to the next question. Speak to us on the cost of this project, really, and its impact on communities within the state.
Quite frankly, I'm not hearing you, honestly. I'm not.
All right, I'll repeat it again.
To hear what you're saying, and I don't want to make mistake.
Yes, definitely. I'll repeat myself again. I just wanted to tell us, speak to us on the cost of the project, really, and its impact on communities within the state, because it really sounds like a huge project indeed. So what is the cost of this project? What can you tell us about that?
I want to believe you are talking of the cost and the impact it will have on the communities
definitely.
The area. Yes, definitely. Okay, fine. Well, in terms of the cost, like you said, it's a huge project. I'm not in any position to tell you the cost, really, because, like I said, this is a PPP arrangement. Maybe when the details of the MOU that have been signed are made public, you'll be able to determine the cost. Then in terms of the impact it will have on the communities, of course, it will be enormous impact, because, like I said, it will stimulate commerce. If at the end of the day, when the project is realized, of course, we expect that it will translate into having a river port along those coastal areas, particularly maybe Oguta area or Somoto. That will mean that you have a lot of businesses that will be going on there. You will have agents who would be trying to clear goods coming in and going out and so on and so forth. So it will help to stimulate small-scale, little businesses along the coastal areas, and it will generate a lot of employment opportunities, for the locals in those areas, and it will boost commerce, it will boost trade generally.
All right, we'll definitely leave it at that. Mr. Declan Emelumba, Commissioner for Information, Imo State. We thank you for your thoughts on the program, News Across Nigeria.